Hello, hello. Welcome to Tapping Tuesday. I'm so glad that you're here. My name is Amanda. If it is your first time here, welcome. If it is not your first time here, welcome back. Just to give you a quick rundown of what we do here is we do EFT, which stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques, otherwise known as tapping. It's really great for stress relief, for emotional regulation, for nervous system relaxation. There's a lot of science and backing behind it. It's been clinically studied over hundreds of times. And it's really cool to learn about in a technical aspect, but that's not what we do here during this hour. If you have questions or an interest regarding that side, please check out our channel, EFT Universe, where we have hundreds of videos that help explain all of that. What we're going to do today is the process itself. It is very simple in its application. There are nuances in the way that it is applied. So hopefully you'll get an experience of some of the different, there are 48 clinical EFT techniques. And as we just conversate on what it is that is popping up for you, I flow back and forth between them. So if you have a familiarity with them, hopefully you kind of see how I do that. If you're like, I don't know what any of this is, don't worry. Just follow along with me. You will have it down by the end of this session. If you would like to participate, the way you can do that is we have a live chat. I do check in on it often throughout the session and just put in there anything that you feel is in your way. If you feel like there's something that you want, but you don't currently have it, that could be your thing. If there's something that you currently have that you don't want, same thing. It doesn't have to be your biggest issue, it can be a pet peeve. What I hope for you to gain here is just some confidence in the application of EFT itself and to feel included and seen and heard as a part of our ongoing community because we do care about you and we want you to feel empowered in your everyday life. So, with that, oh, and I also have an email. If you want to tap on something, but you don't want to put it out in front of the entire internet, you can always email me and then I will bring it up the next tapping session. My email is at the top of the chat. It is amanda@eftuniverse.com. Okay, and I'm going to pause real fast because my computer is not plugged in. And that is going to, whether it's going to run out of battery or not, it will distract me because I'll be thinking about it. And rather than do that, I will just plug it in. Easy peasy. Okay, there it goes. All right, so I'm going to say hi real fast and then we'll get into, I do have one email from a community member. Hi, Mama Hutch. I'm glad that you're here too. Hi, Dr. Scott. Hello, Layla from Turkey. So glad to have you here. Hi, Talib. I'm glad that you're here. Hi, Violet. Hi, Marion. Oh, I'm so happy when I see familiar names. I almost said familiar faces. I feel like I know your faces, even though, I feel like I know your energy. I'm glad to have you all here. I'm going to go ahead and read the email that I received. I did not ask for permission. This week's been crazy because we closed out our enrollment for this next round of certification students. Um, so I didn't get a lot of communication out, but I will share what they would like to tap on. And if the person is here and they wanted to speak up or contribute more, then that's absolutely okay. I'm just not going to make that choice for you. um, yeah, Talib, of course you can email me. My email is at the top of the chat, the second entrance. Oh, you want to get certified? Okay. So we open certification twice a year. We do move our students along in cohorts so that you have a built-in support system, especially since one of the requirements that we have is 40 EFT sessions before you can graduate. And a lot of people worry about, where do I find these people? Well, we give you classmates for that. Um, so yeah, email me and I will tell you more. I got excited about it, so I got myself off on a tangent, but we'll talk about that outside of this hour. Hi, JD. I'm glad that you're here. Hi, Donette. I love you too. Okay, back to the email. So I have an email from one of our community members, and what they said is that they would like to tap on triggers, which I love this because I think this is a different aspect um, than how we usually approach tapping. It's we go, oh, well, I'm triggered by this. Let's tap on that rather than let's tap on the basis of being triggered in and of itself. But this is what they said. I live in a community. I'm triggered by staff who speak loudly and speak in a way that causes me to feel like property or a child. And then they explain how they are approaching it, which it sounds very healthy, like a really great way to approach it. And then they also continue to say, my childhood and marital history has core issues that get triggered. So they're recognizing that there's a bit of a history that could be lit up through this. Childhood verbal emotional abuse, dealing with having power over, having control over, playing favorites, bullying, deception, narcissism. And they came from a very large family. So a family of 11. And just it seems like there's a lot of dynamic of taking advantage of and taking abuse opportunities over this person who wrote in that seem to either be still being experienced or at least perceived to being experienced. And if I understand this right, I believe what they're asking for is to tap on triggers themselves to kind of help differentiate and feel more empowerment over their current experience while separating it from, a lifetime of all of those other hardships. Um, so we will tap on that today. And let's see. Hi, Jenny. You're welcome to Lib. Hi, Bonnie. Okay, good. And I see some affirmations of good topic. Yeah, I agree. I think they did a great job too. So thank you for suggesting that to our person. Let's go ahead and get grounded. And if you have your suggestions as well, feel free to put them in the chat at any time. And then we will get going on this. Okay. So go ahead and focus in on your body. Turn all of your attention inwards. And notice what your body is saying to you right now. See if you feel energized, if you feel like you feel kind of lifted up, sitting is easy for you, or if you're feeling kind of heavy, like you're just kind of hanging on your bones while you're sitting. Where is your energy level right now? And notice how your body is in space. If it feels comfortable, if it wants to be, enclosed more, if you're, oh, I wish I had a blanket around my shoulders that I could kind of pull around, or if you're feeling hot and kind of uncomfortable and you just want to stretch out and maybe, rotate some joints and get some movement going and give yourself permission to just wiggle if you need to, or just sit completely still if that's what sounds good and allow your body to find a neutral space where it can feel settled. And let's take a breath. Now, I want you to choose a color, whatever color sounds happiest, calmest, most nurturing to you right now. It doesn't have to be your favorite color. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't even have to be one color. Whatever pops into your mind. Picture whatever color this is. And I want you to see it coming down from right above you. There's just this beautiful flow, not crashing down on you. It's not impacting you, but flowing down in a gentle, nice, soothing way. And just feel that color, the energy of that color as it hits the top of your head, flows down around, bringing that sense of calmness, that sense of groundedness. And as it surrounds your head, it goes down into your neck, onto the tops of your shoulders. Notice how it interacts with the energy at your shoulders. And if you've been clenching, maybe it helps relax them a little bit, creates that space in between your neck and your shoulders. And feel that energy continue to go down your arms, your biceps, your triceps, into your elbow joints, down your forearms, into your hands, and off of your fingertips. And notice the energy and all of these body parts now and how they're flowing and how that energy is moving everywhere where this has touched. And now see this color as it goes down your back and down your chest. And feel it soothing and seeking and soaking into these tissues, into these organs that exist all in this area of your body. But if there's any irritation or inflammation, feel this be like a soothing balm just washing over it, washing through you. And let's take a breath. And see this color, this energy as it continues to pour down from right above you into your body, down into your hips, and flowing down into your legs. So, the top of your legs where your thighs are. And feel those tissues, those muscles, those tendons, your bones, all of that start to relax and feel at peace as this flows through. And feel the energy fill into your knees and your calves, down into your ankles, and finally into your feet, to where now it's flowing out of the bottom of your feet and out the tips of your toes. And feel this beautiful color swirling around you and encapsulating you in this moment in space and time. And let's take a breath. Nicely done. Okay, I'm going to set a quick intention. You're welcome to join me if you'd like. It is my intention that for this time that we have together, that even though we are all around the world and we are having different experiences in life, that we do form a cohesive community as we're gathered right now with each other. And we have a common goal and a common intention. And there's power in that, and there's energy in that. And that even though we're physically far away from each other, that we have the ability to connect through space and time and to feel seen and to feel heard and to feel connected and supported by each other as we tap together today. And it's my intention that as we tap, you feel better, that you receive relief and comfort and confidence and joy and anything else that you are seeking that you came here today to receive. Let's take a breath. All righty. I'm going to check the chat one more time. Okay, Mama had just saying we had a large family. The kids ended up raising each other. Yeah. Yeah. As I hear that a lot. I had three siblings, and I would say we even had that dynamic. Well, four. There were four of us. I had three siblings. Um, Donette, resistance to stop being resistant to feeling emotions. Okay, I hear you. Thank you for that. And Violet, tapping on spiritual bypass, as in it's okay to be angry and not forgiving, so you can release the frustration first. Yes, because every time you forgive it, it happens again. Okay. Thank you for bringing that up. I think that's a big topic. Zarina, forgot to put do not disturb on. Oh, so a junk call took you out of grounding. Okay. So just allow yourself to be okay with that. It's okay that that happened, and just turn your faucet back on. Just turn that color back on and allow it to continue to soak through you. You can get that back. And Mama Hutch in a between place yesterday. I figured out why my back was going out. Pelvis torqued. Okay. Hopeful. Alrighty. Thank you for that share. Um, I think, Donette, I'm going to wrap yours into this email that we received. So permission to feel feelings, and differentiating in an empowering way between perspective and current action. Um, and I have an urge to explain what I mean by that, but I would rather you interpret it in the way that makes sense for you. So, the verbiage I will use for this is, mm, I feel like the root of it stems from like speaking up for myself, um, standing up for myself, showing up for myself, but none of those phrases are quite it. Choosing to engage for myself. Um, I'm going to spend just a few more seconds trying to pinpoint it and then I'll move on. The exact word isn't the most important thing, but if you feel like you're close, it's okay to take a little bit of time to look for it. But words will come to you anyway. So you don't have to spend a lot of time ruminating on how do I exactly encapsulate this emotion. Standing up for, speaking up for, showing up for, being present for myself. Um, yeah, it's not coming clear into focus. I can't find the right word that I'm feeling. So maybe we'll find it as we tap. So let's go ahead and start tapping. And what I'll choose, I feel like, several of those choices can work great. Um, what I will choose to speak is taking action, um, taking action for myself. Um, so if that doesn't directly resonate with you, please feel free to change the words to whatever it does. If this situation doesn't completely fit, if you feel like, no, I'm pretty good at listening to myself and speaking up for myself, then maybe something from before you were good at that. Or a different scenario of something where maybe you shame yourself or you judge yourself or you're too hard on yourself, um, or you question yourself, something along those lines could be a good substitute. As I allow myself to focus in on how I do or do not show up for myself, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though right now I want to be better at engaging action for myself than I currently am, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. Even though right now I'm not satisfied with how I make determinations for myself, I deeply and completely accept myself anyway. And I'm open to finding a different way to interact with myself. It's okay that this is where I am right now. Even though it's not where I want to be, maybe it makes sense that this is where I am with this. Maybe these are the tools I was taught growing up. Maybe I was taught to question myself. Maybe that was my survival technique, that it was necessary at one point for me to question myself. It was necessary for me to quiet myself. Even if, once upon a time, these behaviors and these choices were my best option, I choose right now to deeply and completely accept myself. That was a long time ago. So many things that seem to have an impact on me to this day. They happened so long ago. I wonder, is it time? Is it time for me to maybe upgrade some of the ways that I look at myself, some of the ways that I feel about myself? No, no, I can't do that. It's not time for that. I still have to earn all of the love that I wanted as a child. I still have to earn all of the respect, all of the approval that I wanted. I can't heal without that. I can't leave that behind. First, I have to fix everything, and then I can change. Ah, even if there are parts of me that feel like this is a very valid argument, I deeply and completely accept myself. It is okay if I still want love. It is okay if I still want to be accepted and heard and valued the way that I always craved. There's no reason why I have to submit to an idea that that's gone or that that's lost and that my only option is to be sad about that. There has to be another way. I wonder, do I have tools? Do I have knowledge now that would allow me these permissions? That I can give myself permission. I can be supportive of myself. I can give myself permission to be valued. And sure, part of that comes from me, absolutely. But I can also give myself permission to be valued by others. Maybe I've been gatekeeping myself. Is that possible? Whether or not I have unintentionally been gatekeeping myself from good things because I've been trying so hard to receive these other things, I deeply and completely accept myself. Wow, this is complicated. There's a lot behind this and so many years of experiences. I wonder, do I have to feel empowerment through all of these before I can carry forward with empowerment? Do I need to settle and alleviate all of these past overwhelms and traumas and hurts and betrayals and experiences before I can have a different viewpoint now? Or is there a different way that this could work? A different way. A different way for me to feel. A different way for me to think. A different way for me to see. A different way for me to process. Whether or not I have any ideas about what that might look like, I hold space to discover it. My new way, my choice, my perspective, my belief, my process, my offering. And even though, as I go through this and accept new terminology and new parameters, I'm probably going to run into memories and experiences. And that's okay. It is okay for me to discover what I need to process. It is also okay for me to begin a new habit right now and have it be supportive to this other process. I can build a new habit and live there as I learn to let go of this old habit that's not helping me anymore. I wonder, what permissions do I need in order for me to step into this new habit? This new habit of showing up for myself, this new habit of taking action for me, this new habit of choosing what's healthiest for me, of having my own back. Hmm, what permissions do I need for that? I wonder, do I believe that it is okay for me to feel however I feel, whether it's rational or irrational, whether it's fair or unfair, whether it's something that even I think I have judgment on, or something that everyone would agree with? Is it okay for me to feel the way I feel? Yes. No. Absolutely not. Possibly. I don't know. Well, I wonder if I'm struggling to say that my emotions are okay. What would be the line of saying they're not okay? Is it because I'm afraid I'm going to take action on something that would be inappropriate? Do I fear my own um, rationalization for taking action on something that shouldn't be? Do I fear judgment that if I have these emotions, then it means something bad about me? It means I'm a bad person. It means I'm selfish. It means I'm hateful. It means I'm wrong. And maybe that also means I'm unlovable. If I'm those things, then maybe that would mean that the people who have hurt me were right. They were right to shut me down. They were right to judge me. They were right to shun me. So I'm afraid to have my emotions because I'm afraid it's going to validate the pain that I was put through. Even though I may have some really deep reasons for being afraid to give my emotions permission to breathe, I choose right now to deeply and completely accept myself. Where would I have learned that someone could be unworthy of love for an emotion, for something that they feel? I may not have known to choose different back then, but I do know different now. And right now I choose for myself to tell myself, self, we are lovable. We are lovable and we are okay to receive love through emotion. It's not about deserving. because that still sounds like there's a bar that we have to cross. It's just about the fact that emotions are okay and they're never a determination of value. They're an expression, and it's healthy to let them out, and it's okay to let them out. And I choose to believe that I remain lovable, even if I'm feeling anger. I'm lovable, even if I'm feeling resentment or jealousy or frustration. If I'm feeling, oh, like I just really want to punch something or scream, as I hold space for me to be lovable and emotional, I deeply and completely accept myself. I wonder, now that I am holding space for that, how does that affect my choices? How does that affect my actions? How does that affect how I see my world and how I feel my world sees me? I have a lot of questions. I may not have all of my answers right now. I wonder, what is a process that I can use to continue this conversation with myself as I consider myself inwardly and as I consider myself outwardly? How do I continue to determine this new tool set as I think of all of the different aspects that I would like to include in it? Maybe I consider it from a stance of, what would I offer to my best friend? What would I offer to a young child? And maybe that's where I could start. Maybe I could define all of these words that sound so beautiful that I would love to be a part of my vocabulary, a part of my verbs for myself that I put into action. And as I understand their definitions and I commit to applying what they are, I can become stronger in the ways that I desire. And maybe I could simply go by creating a habit of asking myself, what would feel good right now? What would feel supportive right now? Would it feel supportive to hear myself out and just go on a rant? Would it feel supportive to give myself permission to cry? Would it feel supportive to speak up and say, "Excuse me, I don't quite know that I caught your meaning behind that. Would you please explain what you just said?" In whatever way that I choose to move forward, I allow myself space to explore, to be curious, to try things and set them back down if they don't work. And I give myself permission to receive things, even if receiving is new for me, even if receiving feels odd at first. I'm open to awkward beginnings. It's okay to have an awkward beginning. I am worth the uncomfortableness of an awkward beginning. And I trust that as I continue to offer myself these new tools, that they will build and become stronger and I can receive this new space that I desire to build so much. And as I do this, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, pause tapping and take a breath. Take a moment and think back to the original thought that you had that we started tapping on and see how that feels. See if you have more permission, if you have more insight, perspective around it, if you are feeling more settled in your body, more energized, more open, more relaxed, if you're yawning, if you're wanting to stretch. All of those are good signs that you have reached a point of agreement with your subconscious brain that is of a benefit to you. And good job for that. Okay, I'm going to double check the chat. Do-do-do-do-do. Okay, Gwendolyn, releasing resentment. For some reason, I want to hold on to it. So I'm curious if that last tap helped you at all with that. Multi levels in the body. um, Zarina, I'm curious about that as well. Okay, holding on to resentments. Okay, so a lot of chatting about resentment. And Rose, money, barely making it. Original birth, material survival, consciousness memories. Okay. Pre-verbal resentment. Yes, that is a real thing. Absolutely. And anything pre-verbal can be more difficult if you don't know how to approach it, because we didn't have values to assign it at that time, right? So there can be a disconnect between, well, I think it's resentment, but it's not hitting a bullseye and I don't know why. And it can be because at the time when it happened, you didn't know the word resentment. You just knew how you felt. Severe pain from a life-threatening mysterious intestinal recurrences. Oh, preventing sleep, causing severe shivering from the pain. Oh man. Craig, I'm so sorry. So sorry to hear that you're going through that. My heart goes out to you. I hope that that last tap, even though it didn't address, your physical ailment at all, that you got some regulation in your nervous system with that. Um, Supposed to be repeating all of this. I definitely can't keep up. So, Zarina, I thank you for asking that question. It's been a while since I've addressed that. I tend to speak fast enough where if you're just hearing it, and if you kind of repeat it in your head, that's fine. It's just my speed. It is just how I function as a person. Taking the time to pause in between each phrase that I feel is long enough for everyone to repeat. I kind of have like 10 thoughts in that space of time, and then I feel like I'm not as good of a practitioner in leading because I get distracted, which, by the way, I now know I have ADHD. So mystery solved. Um, so it's just the way that I present it. So do not feel like you have to try and squeeze in all the words. You're hearing it as long as when you're hearing it, you are saying to yourself, yep, uh-huh. Yep. Oh, yeah. Or like, that doesn't really fit. This fits better. That is enough for all of that to be effective for you in this type of a session. I hope that helps you feel better about that. Um, Yay, Donut. Thank you for letting me know. Mm. Oh, Craig, I'm glad that you're talking about this here. You've definitely got the support of your community. We will all be thinking about you and sending you care. Oh, JD, wonderful. Yay. I'm so glad that you feel better. Okay, let's get into there's been a lot of mention about resentments. I kind of want to add that into um there was another topic. Let me just find it real fast. Do Okay, I feel like I'm missing it somehow. I'm going to scan again because maybe I didn't scroll up high enough. So we have Resistance to stop being resistant to feeling emotions. Oh, okay, and the spiritual bypass. Okay, so I just okay, I feel like we kind of combined those in there as well. Let's focus in on the resentment. And the way I will phrase this, Craig, I know you say that 2 days ago it was horrible, but and you're not feeling it now. But if you want to shift this to be more about your physical um, self or how these could be attached to and layering on top of, um, hopefully that this will help that as well. Oh, thank you, Sabrina. The initial trigger issue. No, I think I folded that into. I think I just folded more into one than I thought I did. And so I was looking for something that was a little bit uh, different. Um, some people claim to remember clearly and vividly events that happened before they could talk. I have the memory, yeah, of I figure I was about 9 months old. I won't take the time to tell it now, but yeah, I'm one of those people. I can describe a lot of things about it, so I think it's real. Um, okay. On resentment being sticky, but I want to get to like a root underneath that of something about being incapable. Like I didn't choose this to happen. I don't want this to remain. I don't want to just let it go. Like not being empowered. Um, like it's just kind of put on you. And now you have to deal with it. So that's kind of the approach I'm going to take on this. Um, so if you have, let's go ahead and start tapping while I work this out. If you have active resentment towards something, of course, that could be easy to recall if that's what you want to tap on. If you're not feeling, particularly resentful, that's okay. If you have anything that's sticky, like a health issue, something that is just in the future that you don't have control over, maybe something that you feel fear over or resentment of, like, well, this is difficult because I wasn't taught about finances. I didn't have someone to show me this. I got left in the dust because of, that divorce or that relationship ending or, that move or career or something. Anything in life that you feel is harder than it should be. And it's not something that is a result of your own choices. Um, or it could be a result of your own choices and you're resenting yourself. um, all of this is hard and it's sticky and it's heavy. And part of the reason why I call it sticky is because parts of us can start to validate it remaining because it means that we're fighting for. If we let it go, we're excusing. I deserve the punishment. They deserve the punishment. Um, yeah, this is how I'm taking a stand. Trying to think of other examples. So if any of that resonates with you, and hit like a thing, a live wire, then that's probably a good choice for this tap. As I allow myself to focus in on what is hard for me right now, I deeply and completely accept myself. As I give myself permission to dive into this space that's not pleasant to be in, but I want to offer it a place to speak right now. I deeply and completely accept myself. As I consider how unfair this part of my life is and all of the feelings that come along with it, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. And right now, I give myself permission. I give myself permission to feel rage, to feel burnt, to feel like this is wrong. It's unfair and it's unkind and it's cruel and it's unjust. I give myself permission to express any amount of anger, any amount of pain and hurt and betrayal and violent energy. Not necessarily violence in the way that I'm going to hurt. I'm going to take action in a hurtful way, but to where this energy feels violent in my body. This energy existing in my body feels violent. The way that it bounces around through my mind, through my emotions, through my tissues, it hurts. It feels like it's attacking me. It feels destructive. And with everything that I've been through, every hurt that I have to put up with, everything that I'm trying to resolve, I have to also deal this, with this energy actively hurting my body, actively hurting my soul. Even with all of this acknowledgement of this depth and darkness of this pain, I deeply and completely accept myself. It isn't fair. And it does hurt. And I don't know if I'm strong enough. And I don't know if I care to be strong enough. I don't know if I care to overcome this. I'll just let it simmer and burn because I shouldn't have to overcome it. It never should have been a factor in the first place. And if it did become a factor, I have tried so hard and given so much to be rid of it. It should be gone. And it's not. And I'm not okay with that. And the feelings that I have surrounding that make it worse. I have layer upon layer of heavy, hard, painful energy. And I don't know how to get rid of it. Maybe even part of me doesn't want to get rid of it. I want to use it. I want to use it and express it. I want to throw it around. I want to scream it out. I want to be heard. I want people to know. I want people to know what this feels like, what I have to put up with, what it's like to be in my mind, in my body, dealing with this issue. If people knew, mm, even though right now I feel very invalidated with all of this heaviness that I feel buried under, I deeply and completely accept myself. It's okay if it's a lot. It's okay if it kind of scares me. I don't look at it like this very often because it's so big, it's so sharp, it's so painful. I'm finding words that match it to a degree that feels satisfactory to really explain how impactful it is. It's hard. I wonder, underneath all of this, what else do I feel? Maybe I feel sadness. Maybe I feel grief. I didn't want this to be me. I don't want to be this person. I don't feel like this is true to my soul, to my spirit, to my purpose. I don't want to choose this. But here it is. And here I am. And why is it that other people get their cures? Why is it that other people heal, but not me? Why is it that other people move on, but not me? Why do I continue to be punished? I wonder, do I define this as a punishment? Because I feel as though someone, somewhere, at some time, made me believe that. It said something to me or about me. I felt unworthy. I felt unloved. And it hurts to be carrying this, but it hurts more to believe that the universe, my higher self, my God believes that I deserve it. Even if through all of these heavy emotions, I also believe somewhere, some part of me, that I or my higher being believes that I deserve to feel this pain. I deeply and completely accept myself. That is big. That is an intense foundation to hold. I wonder, do I have to? Do I have to hold that foundation of why? Or can I look for a different why? It's okay for me to want this to make sense. And maybe when I was asking and looking so desperately to find a why, maybe that was the only answer I had at that time. And if that was the only answer I had, I deeply and completely accept myself. Maybe having even a really negative, really heavy answer felt better than no answer. So I choose to offer myself compassion and understanding for believing in this and trusting in this for as long as I have. But I wonder, could I choose other truths to be my foundation now? Can I choose to trust in other things that I know I've seen and felt rather than dismissing them because they don't fit my old platform? Maybe I can be done with that and build something new. Maybe I can choose to trust that I matter, that I do have people who care if I show up. Maybe I can choose to trust that I'm loved, that I'm cared for, and that when I hurt, other people hurt because they care for me. They don't want me to hurt. They want me to get better as badly as I do. Maybe I'm not alone. Maybe I'm not being punished. I'm still going through a lot, and I still may have some things to really figure out. And it's okay for those things to feel heavy and big. And it's okay for me to continue to work out parts of me, relationships that I have with other people. But right now, I choose to do this from my new standpoint, from my new foundation, my new foundation of I found love. I found it and I've got it. And I choose to stand on that. And I found community and I choose to stand on that. I found connection. I built that. Maybe I wasn't given it, but I built it. I found it and I choose it. That is my foundation now. I have intelligence. I have ability. I have choices. And I give myself permission for all of these things to be my foundation. And that as I move forward through hard things, whether it be struggling to set boundaries in relationships, working through complicated family matters, issues that I really need help on because I don't completely understand them, such as like my body, or things where I need assistance to gain knowledge or structure or habits, such as financial, educational. I give myself permission to continue to grow and learn like I always have been. I give myself permission to do it from this platform, this new one, this new foundation that I have. It's okay for me to accept that. It's okay for me to claim that. I've looked for it. I've built it. It's okay for me to have it. It may not be what I was given, but I still somehow knew to find it. I fought for it. And now I allow myself to receive it. And as I receive it, I acknowledge. I acknowledge how good it feels. And I acknowledge how easy it feels. And I acknowledge how much easier connection will be and communication and the things that I want, how much easier they feel, how much closer they feel within reach. I may still have to deal with things. I may still have to work hard, but it's different now. It feels different and it will be different. I don't need my old platform anymore. I survived and I did really well. And I created this new one. And I'm ready for it. And I allow myself to receive it. And as I receive this new platform, I may not always know exactly how to activate it. It is new, but I trust in the good feelings that I have built with my platform, and I can use them as my guide. And as I choose into all of these beautiful pieces of my new foundation, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, pause, take a breath. We went deep. Good job. Good job. Take a moment and just feel how you're feeling right now. If you need a little bit of grounding, you can put your hands over your heart and just put a little bit of pressure on your chest. And consider back to how you felt before this tap and how you're feeling now about resentment, about heaviness, about anger, and the possibilities for you moving forward. And I want you to know that was about a 10 to 12-minute tap. That wasn't very long. So, whatever amount of growth, of empowerment that you're feeling from that is really impressive and really powerful that you were able to do that in such a short amount of time. So, really, really good job. Okay. I know we're over about a minute, but that was so deep. I don't want to leave you without like a closing tap. If you have to go, I love you and I'll see you later. But for those of you who can stay, let's do just a quick, like 2, 3 minute. Okay, I'm going to tap here. As I come to an end in this tapping session, I allow for all of the depth, all of the expansiveness that has occurred to balance back out and to allow me to return to a place of lightedness. It's not even a word. I'm making it up now. To return to a place that feels light, that feels happy, that feels easy and smooth, that feels bouncy, that feels calm. And even if there are things that I've tapped on today that I do want to explore more, I trust that as I find time to do that later, everything will come back that I need to come back to tap for that. It's okay for me to set it all down now and to feel proud and excited about where I am and to move forward with this energy. And I allow myself to move forward with a sense of ease through the rest of my day today and allow my brain and my body time to really integrate these beautiful things that I've realized today. And I allow myself to acknowledge myself when I need a glass of water, to go sit down, or take a quick nap, whatever I'm able to do today. I give myself permission to just take it easy. And as I choose into a space of easy, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, pause on tapping and take a breath. And if you need to, you can shake your body. I'm not going to because my body doesn't want to. But just like this type of a thing and all over your body that can really help too, and kind of getting energy flowing again. Thank you so much for joining me for a tapping this week. I hope that you feel better and I hope that you have felt seen and loved and cared for. I will be thinking about you throughout the week. If you have any questions or anything, please feel free to email me. I will be posting a video on Friday if you want to check that out. I hope that I get to see you again next Tuesday. Have a wonderful week. I love you. Mwah. See you soon.